Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Slay the Spire. We're going to continue our Ascension climb here, making a run at Ascension 20, hopefully soon, but first Ascension 19. Bosses have more challenging. I predict this will be a more difficult step up than Ascension 20 will be. Obviously, like, 20 will be harder than 19, but I think the difference between 19 and 18 is higher than the difference between 19 and 20. Most of the runs, when I get to the final boss, it's like not really a challenge to kill them because I've done a bunch of bulking up on the way. And so I feel like fighting another boss won't be that bad. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's, you know, it seems that way to me. I do like choosing rare cards. But honestly, sometimes I get to the end of Act 1 and I'm like, I don't want any of these horrible cards. Pass on all. Would I really like to have a choice like that and get a curse for my trouble? I think I'll just go with a boss relic. What do we get? I've had Violet Lotus a number of times, and I'm reasonably happy with it. It's a little rough, you know, in Act 1, especially the early fights, because you like don't have a lot of ways to actually activate this, and like, unless you can activate it twice, it's strictly worse than a miracle. And if you activate it twice, it's like maybe better. Depends on if you get the energy when you want it. So I don't know. If we make it to Act 2, I think this will have been a worthwhile investment. But if we don't, you know, this could be the reason we don't make it to Act 2, I guess is what I'm saying. There's a 3-fire path going through here, which I'm happy to do if there's a convenient way to get there. And it looks like there is. We can grab this fire, event elite, and then up and over. That's pretty good. We don't hit... Oh, we have the option to hit either a shop or an elite at the end, which is pretty great, actually. So that's the plan. I want to get to here. And I was going to go up this way, but actually this path is even better. More events. Okay. Oh man, no miracles. Rough life, huh? I think I will double block, though. And I guess this guy has a slightly worse curl up, so let's kill him. Was that right? Was that the right thing to do? It might have been wrong, actually. I guess it's fine, because now Wrath kills him. Whereas if we'd struck this guy, he'd still be at 10 and Wrath wouldn't kill him. So now, like, at least if I Wrath, Wrath has some upside anyway. Ooh, really? Okay. Well, let's just, That was the dumbest... No, it was fine. Strike doesn't kill him. Right, if it did, of course, the defend would be a big blunder. Taking 1 extra damage for no reason. But now, you know, I'm sort of just, like, prepped to do everything. Guaranteed to draw some attacks this turn, so... Alright, I love Simmering Fury. I really do. I like Scrying. I like Wrath. It's maybe better with Violet Lotus because entering Fury is slightly more valuable. Entering Wrath, rather, is slightly more valuable than usual. Scry is especially good early in the game when all your cards are bad. Would I pay 102 gold to add Simmering Fury to my deck? Right? I mean... On the one hand, the answer is like maybe not, but on the other, I'm not hitting any shops for a long time. The gold's not going to matter, and the Simmering Fury is in that time. So I think I'm going to just give him all this giant pile of gold. What? This is so much money. But, you know, what can you do? Strike Dummy. That's amazing early in Act 1, actually. Usually I rag on Strike Dummy as like a bad card, a bad relic that I'm sad to have gotten instead of something good. But right now, like, most of my cards are strikes. Right? So that like increases my damage output by 50% practically, which is pretty great. I I guess maybe entering Wrath was a little dangerous here, but it should be fine. Yeah, okay. I mean, this is kind of the worst case outcome, and it's still not that bad. Oh my god! I already forgot that the strikes are bigger and that this would kill him. I just didn't read the card. I assumed that I was doing 24, which wouldn't have been enough, but I was doing 36, which was. So there's 2 damage taken for no reason. It won't be the biggest mistake I make this run, but, you know, I'd like to make fewer if possible. Empty Mind? Pretty good when exiting Calm gives you extra energy. You're happy to get more cards to go with that. Sanctity also fine, probably? Wait, since when are the empty cards uncommon? Maybe only Empty Mind is, and that's why I feel like I see the other 2 more often? Huh. I don't think I'm going to be able to trigger Signature Move nearly enough, and so like the question is Sanctity or Empty Mind. I don't think Pass is good. I should take one of these 2. They're both fine. And I think Empty Mind is the answer. Ooh. I mean, if I had an extra energy, I could Vigilance and then Eruption, which kind of then the Vigilance is gaining me 1 energy net. I can play Vigilance Empty Mind for free. But I don't know why I should do that. Like, I might as well just Eruption Strike. Right? I can cycle 2 cards from my deck for free. I guess that's good, since all the good cards are in my hand right now. Everything in my deck is worse than average, so I want to get through it. Yeah, drawing these 2 defends was nice, because now I draw more strikes while I'm in Wrath, and I think I have guaranteed lethal. I'm drawing at least 2 strikes, and since they're upgraded... Actually, even if they weren't upgraded, that would be lethal. Not upgraded, but they're dummied. I'm not really a fan of any of this. I could try to set up some weird mantra deck. Like, I don't know. Halt can be fine. When you're in Wrath, it's really great to have. But right now, I can't go adding kind of like mediocre do-nothing cards to the deck. So I have to believe that I'll be in Wrath pretty often. And like, if I am in Wrath, I might prefer to have an attack than a halt. So I am going to just skip all this. Well, we're about to upgrade the Eruption already. So the question would be, do I upgrade the Vigilance or do I remove a Strike? Or I guess a Defend. Yeah, I wouldn't remove a Strike. They're pretty okay with Strike Dummy. I think I would prefer to remove than upgrade. Every Defend I don't draw is a good card I have a chance to draw. And energy is great, obviously. In particular, this enables us to play Vigilance Eruption, which is, like, better than just Eruption, because we have Violet Lotus. So that makes the upgrade of Eruption even more key than usual. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Bag of Prep, great news. Okay, so Vigilance Eruption comes for free, if that's what I want to do. And I could then, like... Actually, I've drawn most of my deck, so I know this is what I'm drawing next turn, unless I Simmering Fury. So that's kind of cool, right? How much is this exactly? These are each 9. Doubled is 18. So I can easily get 54 damage next turn. Maybe more if I played Simmering Fury and shuffled the Eruption back in and drew the Eruption. It's not likely though, right? So, right? 18 times 3, 54. Boss is at 85. So the amount I would need to do is 31 to have lethal next turn, right? Can I get there? 9 and 18 is 27, so I need 4 more. How can I get that? It has to involve drawing. Or scrying. I have several ways to draw, right? I have the empty mind. But the problem with empty mind is that it's hard to do that and still end in wrath. So I guess the line then would be vigilance, empty mind, energy neutral, but drawing 2 cards. Next, eruption, strike, strike. And then next turn, I need to draw 3 strikes, or 3 attacks anyway. And if by some disaster I don't end up drawing a strike off of Empty Mind, then I can play Simmering Fury, but that won't help. Because A, all that's on my deck will be 3 strikes. And B, I only have 3 energy next turn, so even... Well, I guess if I... Yeah, and my strikes are just as good as a Wrath, so... Or an Eruption. So yeah, I have to do the extra attack next turn. This turn. Getting to it next turn doesn't help. So I think that means that since I want to kill him next turn, if at all possible, I think the best play is Vigilance, Empty Mind, Eruption, Strike, Strike. And then next turn, my odds of drawing another attack are pretty low. But with a Swift Potion, that changes to be pretty high, I think. So I'm going to go for that. Okay, we got exactly 1 attack, which is perfect. It increases my chance. Right now I have, like, I just need 1 of the last 2 cards I draw, last 5 cards I draw, to be an attack. And I think we're in pretty good shape for getting a win here, thanks to Strike Dummy. Okay, yeah, nice. Didn't even have to spend a potion. Got a meal ticket, that's cool. Empty Fist? Empty Fist is alright. It's less amazing when I have Strike Dummy because it's actually like less damage than a strike right now. Obviously exiting your stance can be good and can be bad. Most of the time, I would prefer not to exit my stance, and if I want to, I already have Empty Mind to do it. So I think I will skip the Empty Fist in favor of keeping more strikes. I do have Flow State, I guess? But I don't really want to spend an energy and a card on this most of the time. And Swivel is like okay, but I don't have any big attacks for it yet, so it's just kind of like a meh block. Kind of like a 1 energy gain 8 block. It's okay, but it requires you to play both a block and an attack on the turn, which is, like, usually I prefer to play just blocks or just attacks. Because I'm either in Wrath or I'm not. Whetstone, okay. I mean, it's hitting 2 strikes. Fine, I guess. These are getting to be some pretty beefy strikes. 12 damage, right? Anyway, we go up through here, of course. And let's get the Vigilance and then the Simmering Fury. How much damage is this? Oh wow, we drew both strike pluses this turn, huh? So this is 48, or alternatively 33. Wow, this one strike is as good as 2 ordinary strikes, thanks to like the relics we picked up. That makes a big difference. Anyway, so I should spend this 48 killing this guy. There's no more efficient way to do it. And therefore I should Wrath one of the other two. Let's say this one, just because he has the less health, and it's therefore more likely I'll be able to kill him next turn. Not super likely, it must be said. Well, actually, these are 36, and then I can't quite play Vigilance. I know I'm drawing exactly this hand, right? Indeed. Maybe I just play 2 strikes and empty mind, and I accept the 10 damage. I take less damage if I, like, play Strike Vigilance. I end up taking only 8, but in the meantime I've killed 1 fewer of these guys, right? Which doesn't seem so great. Yeah, I think we just have to take 10 damage here. This is 36, so it wouldn't kill this guy, therefore we're killing this one. Yeah, we got through a dazed. That's nice, I guess. Ugh! Well, okay, I mean, maybe it's good because it means no. I think because it means I draw a lot of attacks next turn, including my Eruption. But I'd still rather have drawn the Eruption this turn. Right? It's not like I need to attack on the turn he's attacking. I just need to have attacked by that time. This is 24, which won't kill him, so we'll just defend, and 24. I don't have 24 anymore, so 12 plus 9. I could do that. I mean, okay, a Simmering Fury is just worth more damage than a strike right now, because it's giving me 9 for this Eruption I'm going to play next turn, but it also makes it more likely for me to draw more attacks, because I can get rid of these dazes. And as, well, if I did 12 now, he'd be at 20. Then 9, and then I have 2 turns to draw a single attack. So that's 7 cards, I need 1 attack. If I play Simmering Fury instead, I can discard these 2. I deal 18. He's at 14. And then I have 9 cards to draw any 1 attack, all of which will kill him. So yeah, that's better. Gremlin Horn's cool. Wallop's alright. Wow, they nerfed it. Wasn't it like 12 recently? Look at that art, by the way. Pretty good art. I mean, I think I should take the Wallop. I think it's still good. And then smith it right up, and it's just a ton of block. It's a little tough to play it when in Wrath. Because my only way... Well, I have Empty Mind out of Wrath, I guess. But you don't want to use that to get out of Wrath. You kind of want to use it... I don't know when you want it, actually. It's fine to get out of Wrath if it's like your first card, I guess. Then you can play some blocks, but... I don't know. It's just like 9 doesn't seem that great to me. I have enough damage. This is block, of course. But, I'd rather just kill things, I think. So upgrade the Simmering Fury. I mean, it might be reasonable to upgrade a strike or a defend at this point, but scrying more to set up big turns is pretty cool, especially with Lagavulin coming up, probably, right? I could go shopping, but I don't have that much money. More Gremlin Knob. Even better reason to have big scry. This is like a similar puzzle to last time, isn't it? Next turn, if I have double damage, I already have, what is this? Like, 24, 48. Plus 18 is 66. So to get the kill this turn, I need to deal 23. This is 9, and this is 18, which is 27. So yeah, we just one-shot him. I mean, obviously it's one-shotting over 2 turns. It's very important not to play Empty Mind here for a lot of reasons I don't need to spell out to you. Bag of Prep has been instrumental, as well like as the Strike Dummy in these fights. They've both been very valuable. I'll probably take more Swift Potions over this, probably. Bleh. I don't want any of this. Blasphemy is pretty cool, but I mean, do I? Maybe I do. I have a fair bit of draw with Empty Mind. You would want to play the Empty Mind first, of course. You don't want to use it to exit Divinity. But with Empty Mind and also Bag of Prep, and like I have these great stonking attacks and extra, well, that doesn't really matter. The extra energy on turn 1 is kind of like an argument against taking it because Divinity, you kind of tend to have enough energy. I've never taken Blasphemy before. But right now, we are a powerhouse of damage output on some turns. And this could let us leverage that even further. It's obviously not good for the coming boss. It could be a good finisher, but we'll draw it dead a time or two before then. But in Act 2, I think it could be pretty valuable. Also, Swift Potion is even better now. Hang on. Is Die next turn a debuff you can counter with Artifact? I don't think it is. Slay the Spire, Artifact. What's the name of the card again? Blasphemy. So, at least as of a month ago, it didn't work. It wasn't a debuff, right? Blasphemy. Okay. Yeah, you can't remove with Artifact. Sure. Ah, right. It attacks you for 999. Or something. So you can't counter with an Artifact, so we take this. But I don't know. The thing that makes this good is retain cards as well as draw. Right now I don't have retain. I didn't think about the value of retain with Blasphemy until I went looking for the forum posts about whether Artifact cancels it. It would be a good reason to pick up retains, but right now I don't have any. But I do have like a lot of large attacks and a reasonable amount of draw. So I think I'm going to take it and try to build towards it a little. And I can maybe try and scry through it if I draw it on the wrong turn. I don't know. How much damage do I have? 9 plus doubled 21, which is 42, so I have 51 damage without even doing anything weird. Is that correct? 9 plus doubled 21. Yeah, okay. I was thinking like, oh, I'll Vigilance and then I'll Empty Mind and I'll draw Divinity and... I mean, I guess I could do that, right? It's free to give it a shot. Oh, it'll be fun. Let's try. Oh, also I have 4 energy. So this is actually correct because it's energy neutral, but gets me another card, which might be useful. Except for the fact that I already have lethal, of course. Alright, I'm pretty sure... Hang on. Right, that's the correct order. I was thinking, wait a minute, do we want to play this first so that the divinity doesn't cancel it out? But no, we want to do it the opposite. We want to play all the attacks and then Wrath last, so it still benefits from divinity. Not that this matters, since we have Giganto-lethal here, right? Like, almost one shot. More Ancient Potions trying to sneak in, huh? Alright, here's a big retain that we could, like, maybe build towards. Or actually Evaluate might be a better retain. Because Sands of Time is, pretty slow? But I don't know, like, you get so much energy with Divinity that having Sands of Time in hand as, like, a deal 60 damage is probably fine. Even if it costs 3 energy, you have a lot. On the other hand, this gives you like a 0 energy draw 2 cards, which is great for Divinity, right? So I think they're both reasonable. The question then is what goes well with like not Divinity? I don't know. What do I need in this deck? I mean, I guess Sands of Time is okay, especially with Bag of Prep, making it like more likely we get it early. Sure. I'll Smith here. 0? Yeah, but I don't need that much energy. I think upgrading Sands of Time is pretty cool. Yeah, right? All right, what do we got? There's the Sands of Time. Okay, first question. Can we just friggin' kill him? Seems unlikely, but let's check. Right? I mean, we could enter Divinity, and we'd have -1 + 3 energy is 6. So we could play these 3 cards. 24, 50 times 3. No, we could do 150 damage right now, but not more than that. So what seems better to me than dying is to play 2 strikes and then Simmering Fury to set up the perfect next turn to break him and do some extra damage besides, or end in Vigilance, or whatever it is we want to do. And just kind of sit on Sands of Time. Oh, I can play 3 strikes. Which is, what, 24, 33? That's pretty perfect, honestly. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of the perfect 4 cards to draw. Vigilance, I don't know if it'll be our first play or second. It depends on how much attack we have. But at any rate, this is what we want. Cancel? I don't know what was... I was like, how much energy do I have? Just cancel energy? Alright, everyone. Energy is canceled. You gotta go home. So 16 is what pops him. Eruption does it. I could try to get out some more stuff. But, I'm kind of thinking ending in Vigilance might be more important. Or in Calm, I should say. Because we do prefer to block when he's in spiky mode, right? Typically. And I have a good turn set up for that. But is there some better approach to this? Like something involving Empty Mind somehow? To like gain the energy this turn and still do something useful with it? Right, like we could Vigilance Empty Mind. And then have 3 energy to spend. But like, what would you spend it on? Nothing's that great right now. Okay, other thought. We could just play a Sands of Time for 40, right? 52. But I don't want to be in Wrath next turn. Do I? No, because I'm not going to have 150 damage. I won't have the... I was thinking, like, could Divinity kill him? No, it can't. Because I won't have the Sands of Time. So I think we just do something pretty quiet here. Quiet, unambitious, unassuming. I'm not sure exactly what words you want to use for it. And we'll just continue sitting on Sands of Time. Block most of it. Hit him for 12. Slow and steady. That's the plan. Until it's time to erupt. I mean, this... If I were to draw 3 cards with a Swift Potion, I could maybe kill him with Blasphemy. But, like, why hurry? Let's just play a strike. Next turn, Sands of Time will cost 0, which is kind of nice. Because I'll want to play 1,000,000 attacks in Wrath mode. We take a chunk of damage here, but it's only 10. And he is just going to have a very, very sad day. Assuming I can get to the Wrath, please? Even if I can't, we're probably okay. Yeah, there we go. I don't know how much damage this is, but it is just a giant pile of damage is what it is. Maybe I should have held on to Sands of Time for my next Divinity. But like, I'm shuffling it back in. I'll get there pretty soon. I mean, this Scry, like, doesn't really do anything. Because I want to keep the Vigilance. But, sure. We Empty Mind first, so that if we happen to draw into Blasphemy, we could think of killing him, maybe? Well, actually, I could Vigilance Empty Mind, then I'll have more energy lying around. No, because if I draw Divinity, well... If I draw Divinity, I can... No, I can't play Vigilance and then Divinity. Yeah, I think I don't need to be in Calm next... I just want more energy now. Okay. Fine. I have 3 energy, with which at least 1 defend. 2 strikes is pretty reasonable, but also reasonable would be scrying to, like, make sure I hit Blasphemy, but also, who cares? Everything's going just fine. Alright, we're doing at least this much, and then the question is just like, would I rather deal 9 damage or set up the king of all turns? This is actually like guaranteed 0 damage to me lethal, so I should take it. Right? The important thing was to not draw exactly this hand. So I'm pretty glad I did that. I just needed to get Divinity to not be the bottom card here. And now defend, Blasphemy, Sands of Time is lethal, taking no damage. So, I don't know. Let's throw away another strike in 2, just in case I somehow miscounted. There's that cancel getting stuck there again. Nice. Okay, so I have enough energy to play all the defends just in case. And I have this Sands of Time for 78. Okay, I mean, that's maybe not the best Blasphemy ever added to my deck, but, you know, it's okay. It's something. A Blasphemous Ragnarok is pretty cool. I mean, also just a Ragnarok is pretty cool. I don't think I need another Blasphemy. Do I need a Brilliance? You know, with the energy from Lotus, maybe you could do something with this. But, I don't know. I have, like... my strikes actually do more damage per energy than Ragnarok does. Of course, Ragnarok does more damage per card, which often matters. You want to draw dense cards so that you have like other options available. But there will be turns when I have Ragnarok and I would rather play strikes, which sort of tells me that it might not be that great a card. Brilliance has been really good the last few times we've taken it, kind of because we got lucky with that Chemical X. Maybe it was only good one time. I think it was 2. And I don't know. It's going to be hard to activate Brilliance with the energy from Blasphemy because I don't have anything that attacks with 0 energy. But with the energy from Vigilance, I could maybe get a reasonably okay Brilliance. I don't know. What am I doing, though? Vigilance, Empty Mind, Collect. Well, Vigilance last turn, Empty Mind... I keep calling it Collect. Empty Mind, Brilliance this turn. It's, like, pretty situational that I could afford to do that. I think most of the time I would just rather not have Collect. Oh, fuck me, it's called Brilliance. I don't know, like Lantern. A turn 1 Brilliance is usually going to be wrong, but I guess if you can't do anything else, it might be okay. I don't know. So I think actually it's like a question of Ragnarok or not. I guess an advantage of Ragnarok is that it's a very energy-dense card for a Blasphemy turn. But since I can't retain either of them, it's kind of not that likely they'll line up. Not energy-dense so much as card-dense, I guess. Right, because on a Blasphemy turn, we have, like, 5 energy, maybe 7. And being able to spend 3 of it on a single card is pretty nice. I guess I'll take the Ragnarok and hope to get cards that make it better. Or relics that make it better. I should just take the energy, right? These 2 are okay, and I love Elite Hunting. But energy is really good. Right? I think it's pretty good. Yeah. I'm just going to take the Ectoplasm. It's been a while, Ectoplasm. How have you been? Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.